my name's Lex. This is my process of how I paint in acrylic on a wood box. What I do is I lightly sketch the boots and add my colors and layers and then patterns, which I really love to do. And when I'm done with that, I add the polyurethane 2 coats and then put on a piece of brown paper to finish the back and add a hanger. Hi, my name's These are my palette colors today. Phthalo blue, that blue there. This magenta, bright aqua green, cadmium orange, and cadmium yellow. I'll lightly sketch this out in a blue. I don't use graphite or pencil to sketch my ideas because that becomes a problem with the pencil being on the canvas, or this is a piece of wood, it's a wood box. So I like painting on wood, it's fun. And I have such a small house, I need to paint rather on the small side. I have, varying sizes I can work in, but since I have limited storage, I paint smaller than usual. I was a mural artist for many years. That's how I made my living for at least 20 of the years that I painted for a living. I've basically haven't painted in a while, so it's nice to get back to it. I've been using my iPad to create an Illustrator. It's more of like saving it in a file opposed to having something tangible like this. Though you can print from the file, so that's always fun too. So I'm just lightly putting this together, and if I don't like it, I can go back over and rearrange it. So you can see I just watered down the paint. I'm just gonna put a little line in for the background. Just do this across like this. Oh, I still have a lace to come over here like that. And a little fat one here, and one that goes up in the air like this. So now I have everything put together. I rinse out my brush. And then I'll start putting in like a base color. I think I'm gonna do yellow to start out with. And I'll just paint all this in like this. Go right up the edge. So I'll just go all around the entire shoe or boot. And then I start building up my other colors. So now I have all that blocked in. For my background, I'm gonna use this turquoise. I don't mind that there's some yellow in it, and grab a little of this white. So that way I block this in. I'll fix this shoelace later. And that now pops in this, and then a foreground, I'll give it a different color. So I just like to block in. It makes it easier for me to see things too. And also make a decision on what I want to do. So this won't compete, although there's going to be a lot of orange in the shoe. This won't compete with the shoe once I'm done with it. I'm adding different tones onto the shoe now, the boot now. Add some of this creamy color, the orange and the yellow mixed with a little bit of white. I'm putting in the magenta right now, just in the back on both sides. And then sneaking little bits into the corners or the crevices. And then I'll add magenta with the phthalo blue to get me my darks. I'm putting it here, but I can smooth it out later with a little lighter color. But I wanted the toe area to show, so I need a little bit of darkness there. Mix the phthalo blue, which is that blue, in with the magenta. So I'm just gonna layer it on right like this. It's still wet, the magenta's still wet, which is fine. I'm adding the phthalo blue directly without any magenta in it, right into this corner here, because I want this dark here. And then I'll start putting the laces on top of this area. That way when I put the laces, I don't have to go back over it. Just put it on top. So this just gives the shape of the area that I want to. So you're just inferencing it. You don't have to always paint everything. Your eye fills in the rest. To put in the laces, I'm going to do them in magenta because I think that'll pop them out. And then I might do a little bit of detail on them after they go up, maybe like a little tone, some line work on them. So I'm just finding where they are in terms of making it not exact, you know, how they would be on the shoe. I'm just putting them in the way I see it. Same here. So I'm just using what's in my brush. So it's the beginning, and I'll add more color on top of it. So I added the aqua blue and a little white, and coming right over on top of the phthalo blue and the magenta and the orange and yellow. So I'm just going to add just a little bit of this. It adds a little extra instead of just having it all one tone with the yellow and orange. Just gives it a nice look. Just bring it over here too. This is sort of like that messy look when you're somewhere between getting towards a finish, which we're not there, but in the messy part of figuring out where things go. So it stays messy for a while, and you just put up with it until you bring it to a completion of finishing the painting. So add the background. So what I would do is paint all around, like across. Same thing with this, and bring it all around like that. So just get a little bit of the aqua, put the first coat in, and I'll do this like this and paint that up to there. Give that a first coat, go around until I get to this side and add that. That's what's fun about these boxes. They become, you don't need to frame them, they're already framed. And then I'll go all the way around and finish that. Bring this beige, this creamy color, orange, sort of like a creamsicle, all the way around as well. I got this far on the painting, but I'm not done. So what I did is I laid out everything for me to now go and do with the background. So the boots are pretty far gone, I mean along. Not gone, along. And now I'm going to work on the background. I like to work in patterns. So what I'm going to do is, I believe I'm going to, actually, I'll work on this color right now and add a little yellow to it. It's like a fuchsia with a little yellow. And then I'll do like a pattern of little circles. And then it becomes colors within colors. So it's just a way of me putting everything in my own like style. Well, I work in a lot of different styles, so it's not like, let me put this back there. It's not like this is the only way I work, but I really like adding something different to the background or to the actual piece. So it kind of gets busy, but it makes sense in the end. So I just keep on making these little circles. As you can see, I finished the pattern all around, so it's all done on this first part. So I wrap it around all sides. I think it looks interesting when you do something different. It's just as the first round. Now what I'll do is I'll take the white and bring it over here. And I'm gonna make it like a orangey addition, so it's like a creamsicle color. I'll stick that in there and mix it with some water, get it a little creamy, and then I'll just take that, and now I'll just put like a little, go inside there and just add the little dot of the orange. So I'll continue to go through the whole entire pattern like that. All done. So this first second layer of the dots inside the circles is completed on all sides. I think it does add a nice little look to it. So now I'm going to work a little bit on the foreground, just giving it a slight little dash pattern, but fairly lightly. So I want the boots to always remain the focus. So I'm just going to do a very light dash pattern. All done yellow, so I'm just tinting. Let's see if you can see that. Just tinting this color. Maybe grab a little bit more white. I don't even know if that'll show. Let me see. Just want a little. Nope, not gonna. Well, maybe. Let's see. It might be brighter now until I go. When it dries, it might be something else. I don't want it really noticeable in terms of. You can see that's very busy, and I want it like that. But this, I kind of want it to be more quiet. We'll see if it dries so you can't see it. I don't want it that way either, so I might take the yellow out because I know the white will definitely show. Yeah. All I want, like I mentioned, is just so that you can see that it's there, but really faded. And grab the white without the yellow because it might stick out better without the yellow. Let me see. That's much brighter. I prefer the yellow, but let's see what happens. It wouldn't be bad to have both of them. Then yellow. This turquoise, which I have it really close to that phthalo blue, so I'm just gonna take it away from the orange and move it there. Wash out my brush and grab a little white. Put it over here and make my color. And I can try to keep this over here. I kind of want it brighter. And I have it over here. Yeah. Oops. Got a little orange in there. I don't want that in there. It'll make it like too muddy looking. Grab a little more of this white. Oops. And bring it over here. Okay. All right. So now what I'm going to do is come and do a larger circle. So that pattern sits on top of the bottom pattern. And I'm very mindful of the shoe and the laces and everything. And these will be different sizes. They won't be all the same size. This is when I think painting gets even more interesting, is when you push yourself to a different level. I mean, this is my style. You might want to just leave the boots the way they were. I just, in this particular look, because I do have various styles I work in. I even work in like a abstract too. And this is abstracted as well because they're not realistic. They're more color and shape. So you would say in a way that was sort of abstract. I'll outline the laces so they become on their own because I think they're getting a little lost. But I don't want to stop doing the turquoise. So when you look down past the turquoise, you're going to see the pattern of the orange in the fuchsia, which I think is fun. And then that has its own look to it too. So I'm going to go right here in this little tiny spot and add color. And I'll do on the sides and the top as well. Done. So I got this blue circles on top of the burgundy circles with the orange dots in them. So now there's my pattern. Now I still have to break this up. So I'm going to take the white and separate it from all these other colors, drag it over here, get rid of some of that blue in there, and get a little water in there. And I'm going to make sure my brush has plenty of paint, but enough water to move the paint into little sections. So I'll move this like that. Oops, let me not do that because then it's off camera. I take the little line and I move it on top of there. And I just sort of split it like this and move it like that. So I start just moving them randomly, breaking up that space. Oops, that has too much water in it to get that. I want to outline this boot with some of that yellow. I like the way that looks. So just do this. And just make some straight lines in there too. And maybe grab this line and go this way. This one got messy, so I'll fix that. It's more or less just making a pattern with the white. And just take this to here, and then like there's no exactness to it. I don't even plan it because I don't paint like that. And then like move this line over here like that. Just like that. Little extras. I've got this yellow paint here. I'll add a little bit brighter yellow to it and outline this boot a little bit up here. That'll make it like pop a little bit more. So it's just adding more and more layers of color, and then which adds to the pattern as well. So sometimes I have to know when to stop because this would never end. I could continue to go on and add more patterns. But this was what it was meant to be, was just the background pattern, a light one in the foreground where the floor would be. And I'll outline this side too with the top of the boot. I think I'll just add a little extra focus on the boot. And the yellow against the purplish color is nice. So that's enough. I won't do anything else. The painting with 2 coats of poly, and I already put the paper on. So I went and put 2 holes in there. But what I did is I measured, took a tape measure, and I measured that it's 6 inches. And there's 3 inches would be like right the center. So I had already put this in earlier. So this would go here. That's the 3 inches in the middle. Then you can mark it with a pencil. I did is I marked it with a screw. Just push this in like this on both sides. And take the screw that comes with the little tooth hanger. I think it's called a sawtooth hanger. And then just screw this in. Okay, and then same with this other side. What that is it gives whoever you're either selling this to or gifting this to or yourself already done, and you're not running around trying to figure out what to do about hanging this. Okay, so both of these are in. And what I also do is I include one of these little brads. It's just a little nail. Just get one of these out, and I usually tape it right there or off to the side. So whoever gets it either has their own nail, but if they can't find one, there's one that's gonna fit this size painting. And that gives you a complete finish, start to finish. Your painting is done. Thinking about all things, protecting it. If you're using canvas, I also poly my canvases. You're finishing off the back and you're thinking of the person that gets it. So you tape this little brad nail to it if you have them, but it's a nice little touch to do that. My name's Lex. Thanks for sitting with me while I paint, and please like and subscribe. I'll see you next week. Thanks.